Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over the basics of the movement mechanics within Battlebits. This isn't a fighting guide, but of course all this can be applied to, when you're fighting. In the bottom left you can see that I put an input overlay so you can see what I'm pressing, just to keep things simple and to make it easier for you to follow along. Before we really get started, there are 3 key things I'd like to point out, just to keep in mind as you watch this video. Everything is basically going to work around Shift and W here. For whatever reason, you keep your forward momentum in this game, but if you try to strafe left and right, due to not being able to sprint those ways, you don't really get much out of it, right? But as you can see here, when I jump and I turn, I keep all that speed, right? And that's really where the foundation lies, is your Shift and W. Also, keep in mind, when you're jumping, there is a slight delay between each jump, so you can't spam it, right? As you can see in the bottom left, I'm spamming jump, but it only happens every other, jump, right? Very important to keep that in mind when you're trying to make movements, because you'll have to time them accordingly to what you're trying to do. So, to make things simple, Shift and W. As you can see, I'm doing figure eights, and it's really easy. You can basically do this on any object, anywhere, at any time. And that's kind of the key foundation of movement, right? It's really that simple. Okay, when you see people jumping around, going crazy, jumping on top of objects, they're going to strafe around, go back. You know what I mean? You can jump out, strafe back in, jump out, strafe back in. There's really nothing stopping you. So, in the video, we'll be going around strafing objects, using corners of ledges to your advantage. Ropes can be super useful, and that's kind of it. This isn't supposed to be advanced, it's just to give you a basic idea of what you can accomplish, and then it's kind of up to you to figure it out. I quickly wanted to mention that corners in Battlebits, for whatever reason, whether it's intended or not, currently have a vault mechanic. So, from what I can tell, the majority of corners, not even just buildings, can be vaulted. To show you a simple technique that could come in handy, although is pretty niche, is I'm going to jump from here, vault on that corner, and get into a window. Boom. Here's a POV of the corner vaulting. It's pretty niche, but might come in handy. Thanks, Archer. Here we'll just do a brief overview of the vaulting mechanic. So we know for the most part that you can use it to get in, out, or around objects. That's great. Something cool though to keep in mind is if you jump from a high height, you can actually use vaulting to save yourself. With that being said, keep in mind that if you do drop from a high enough height, you can still take damage or die, but for the most part, it'll save you more often than not. So let's assume that if I fell down, I would die from this height, so I'll use the vaulting mechanic to get down safely. Boom. So I'll show you a few strafe jumps from my POV, and then I'll give you another POV to see what it looks like from, a player's perspective, right? But let's say I just wanted to get in this window right here, and I have to jump off this roof for whatever reason, right? We're not going to throw any delayed jumps in. This is just going to be a one jump thing. So you're just going to run out, and then boom, just strafe right back in, right? Good example of how the strafing works and how it's tied to Shift and W. Let's say I wanted to do this without sprinting. You're definitely not going to get the same momentum that you'd have, right? So I jump out. You can still strafe in, but obviously it's a lot slower. So here we'll do 2 different jumps. One, we're just going to do a single jump, and then our second one, we'll jump onto this ledge and do a delayed jump with a left strafe, right? So first jump, one jump, right? Jump out, boom, you're in. Let's reset it. This is with the delay here. Strafe a little bit, wrap around, boom, you're in. So as you can see, a lot can happen within all the maps of Battlebits with the movement, and it's all based around your Shift and your W. Here's a player's perspective of what strafing looks like. First, we have a normal strafe just out and in. Second, we have a strafe in between the 2 pillars here. And our last clip will include a delayed jump on top of the pillars. Thanks, Archer. Lastly, we'll go over some rope stuff. In Battlebits, in controls, they have directional climbing on, which means, if you're looking up, you go up. You look down, you go down, even while holding the W key. I personally have this off because I do like to look down and still go up. So, with that in mind, we do have 3 ropes here. They're, of course, conveniently spaced out, so I don't have to worry about the jump reset because that does apply to ropes also. We will be using our Shift W here because really, that's the whole foundation based around the movement in Battlebits. So I'm just going to do a little jumping here, and then I'll also provide a clip of what it looks like from the player's perspective. So let's get right into it. Right, Shift and W, we're just going to hold it. Boom. Boom. Here's the rope jumping from a player's perspective. Looks a little weird, but you get the point. Thanks, Archer. Another useful thing with the ropes is you can actually use your strafe to jump on and off the ropes, or the same rope, I should say, right? There's nothing stopping you with the Shift W because everything's based around that. And let's say that this wall has no windows, but I know there's people there, and I actually want to breach it. So you could actually swap weapons when you jump out, right? As you can see in the bottom right, I'm swapping between my pistol and my C4. So let's say there's enemies here. What I want to do is actually place C4 here, but if I drop, I die, right? Imagination. So you jump out, throw your C4, jump out again, below it, right? And that basically creates an entry hole for you. With all that being said, that sums up the basics of movement. Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope the video provides some useful insight for you to just, kind of get better at movement mechanics within Battlebits. If you like what you saw, thumbs up is awesome. If not, all good. If you find any other cool tech, let me know down below. If you have any questions, let me know down below. We have all of our socials, right below. We do stream on Twitch basically 6 days a week. Twitch.tv/it's_WiKeD. No C, of course. We do have an awesome community. Looking forward to hearing from you, and see you next time.